Alright, howdy my friends. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm doing this one a little later in the afternoon. I got off work and there was something that one of the trades I took today that I want to go over an observation I had. It is Tuesday, June 8th. So let's get into it. It was a trade here short on MES. I was watching 30 as always, watching the RSI, and one of the triggers we have, I always say it, we have 3 different triggers. The one I was looking for, since we didn't get quite a volume bomb, maybe you could consider this a volume bomb if it was 15 and flipped over to 0, but usually I like to see volume bombs above the 20. So since this wasn't above the 20, I wanted to see a 20 level trigger on the flip side over here. So we did get that. You can't, it closed at 19.80, but it did touch 20. So this is what happened, and let's get some trend lines up just to have this out like that. Perfect. So this is what I was seeing. It was this candle exactly right here. You can see it peaked its head just over this other previous candle and on the RSI, and it was right here where it triggered the 20 over here on the 30. So I grabbed it. You can see what happened. I got stopped out, came back and kind of chopped for a bit. So I wanna point something out there. When I was trading 3CRs, I made it a point to avoid deep reversals, and just to go over it really quick, there's two. There's a shallow reversal and a deep reversal. Shallow reversal, if I could pull something up, would maybe be something, say like this on gold right here, where we had obviously a volume bomb here, clear direction change. So you look over on the 5 minute free entry, and what do you have? You have your volume bomb entry right here on the 5, and this is an easy grab. It's you can see the change. It's not too far into the move, it's just starting, so you could grab it somewhere here as it's flipping, grab this move, and that's your trade. That's a shallow reversal. Deep reversal is what we had over here on MES, where you can see on the RSI 54, this 54.56, that's pretty extended. That's getting into some really high or low RSI numbers. I mean, for the 40 level is already where it starts to get a little extended. We are at 56, 54, which is extended. That's very extended. So when I grabbed it here, this kind of flew into my mind, and now I'm gonna make it a point to really remember this. But when I took this trade, I remembered. I thought, man, this looks like a really deep reversal. Like, I've already missed the move, because if you think about it, even though technically it's still hitting the 20 level, and we're getting all of our triggers, we had the bust, pull back, and break and close over here, all that. How much more can this move really go? I mean, it still could technically go, but realistically, thinking about it logically, if you just had this big move, RSI is already at 56, 54. That's a lot of momentum in this move. How much more can it go? And sure enough, it pulled back and did its thing. But I want to point out what did work, why it worked, because look at this. Had you waited for the bust, pull back, and break on the 30, look what happens over here. We actually came back to the 0 level on the 5 minute, and we had a bust, pull back, and break. And notice this one, how close it is to these lower levels. You can tell it pulled back all the way. It did whatever it had to do. and then once it was ready to go, you can see a clear step in momentum here. Whereas over here, we already had all this move. We made the move. We reversed. To grab it over here, you're late. You're very late. Whereas over here, we pulled back. We let it do whatever it needed to do, accumulation, distribution, whatever. Even touched the 0 level, went above it, and then it went bust, pull back, and break. And there's your trade. 57 pips, just about, which is incredible. That's 100% trade right there. So rather than getting caught up in this, taking a couple seconds to just look left, observe your trade from a bigger picture view, think this really does look extended. How much more can this move have? Even though it is a trigger, even though everything is according to plan, from a logical standpoint, how much more can this move really have? So without having to get chopped up, you could have just waited till you saw something like this. Still 100% valid trade. Bust, pull back, and break on 30. Go over to the 5 minute. Same exact thing. All this is just a AAA trade, whereas this, you're not grabbing the momentum at this point. You've missed the move. Don't get FOMO. Don't try to trade just because you see something working, or something that lines up with your triggers. Still, you got to think about this from a logical standpoint. But yeah, I hope I made sense with you guys. Just, there's a video, deep versus shallow reversals. I'll post it in the description from Best Forex Trader or Darren. Go ahead and check that video out. Maybe it'll make a little bit more sense after you watch that video. But yeah, that's what I wanted to point out. So hope you guys had a good day today. I will catch you on the next one. Later, guys.